All right, guys. Hopefully you are all doing well. I just tried to record this, and after 12 minutes, I realized I was not recording at all. Yes, the light is on. We are good. Anyways, I'm going to do, I wanted to do a quick video on just cowboy boots and why I think every guy should own a pair of cowboy boots or several pairs of cowboy boots, honestly, and just kind of what to look for and how to wear them and such. I'm gonna, as I'm talking, go over the cowboy boots that I own and just kind of show you things you might want to look for. So the first thing I'll say is if you are new to wearing cowboy boots or you want to wear cowboy boots or anything like that, just do it. They're honestly super comfortable. Cowboy boots are probably the most comfortable footwear that I own, more so than sneakers even. And just know that if you are nervous or anything like, oh, people might look, who cares? Like it's just, it's a boot and it's cool and whatever. It's nothing like crazy. So if you are in the market, I would say get a pair that, that you're going to wear. The first pair that I bought were these black ones. And these are by the maker Boulet, Boulet. They're a Canadian maker, and they're all handmade in Canada. Super nice boot. It has I believe this is what's considered a J toe, which is just your pretty typical round toe. It's nice because it gives you, it does come to a point, but it gives you a little more room. It's like a soft kind of rounded point. And they were black. So at the time I was, had more of a not black centric, but it was just easier to wear them. Now, when you put them on, you want to look for, there's like a distinct kind of pop. So just watch what happens. You should be pulling and then boom, your foot pops in. Your foot shouldn't slide right in. And on the flip side, there shouldn't be so much resistance that you're struggling and you can barely get them on. And I always wear mine with kind of slim jeans, just because I like it to kind of stop and you can see them. Some people wear like boot cut, so it goes over a little bit. It's just kind of personal preference. It also depends on where you are. For me, because I am, not in a cowboy area by any means, I wear them with more slim jeans and that's fine. Whereas if you live in, deep Texas or something, people might say, what on earth are you doing with those jeans? So just kind of do what you want. But slim jeans for me is a really nice kind of look. It's comfortable and whatever. Just be careful. You don't want your jeans so slim that the shaft is showing through your jeans, which is actually a problem I have with these next boots. These are by the maker Laredo. These are the most like kind of machine-made jeans or cowboy boots that I own. So I wouldn't necessarily not recommend them. They're definitely an entry-level kind of boot and price point to match. They were maybe like $100 or so. And they do have a nice finish to them, and they're worn really well. I mean, I've had them and there's no issues with them. But these are like machine made in like China. It literally says made in China. And they're not 100% leather. There's like a lot of synthetic material going on. But the problem I have with these is the leather finish and just the way it's made, they stand up so straight. So when I put them on, they don't really settle much, and the shaft shows like a lot, and it's really hard to kind of get the jean over because it doesn't like compress. Now it's okay for some of the shaft to be showing, but like if I stand sideways, it's actually not too bad. My dog is like all up in the way. It's not too bad, but there's just like a distinct kind of shaft showing. So just make sure your jeans have enough room. You shouldn't be wearing like skin tight skinnies by any means, because then your shaft is like really going to show. And it just kind of looks weird, and it's honestly not uncomfortable. Forget what it looks like. It's just not comfortable. Now, moving on from there, I knew I wanted another pair of brown boots that were leather and, didn't have this finish to them. And I wanted to get back to like handmade boots because they're just honestly way more comfortable and they last like forever. So I was in Atlanta, and there was a store that sold vintage boots. And when I say they sold them, I mean they had like walls just like 10 shelves high stacked with boots for like as far back as you can imagine. And some people will say not to buy vintage boots. What I recommend is try them on. I wouldn't recommend doing vintage without trying them on, just because the bed of the shoe, the kind of foot bed, will mold to your foot or whoever's foot. And when you try them on, you can kind of tell, like, okay, this is pretty fine, as opposed to like if you try them on and maybe the person before you had like a weird foot or something that just like wasn't similar to yours, then they're going to end up being kind of just uncomfortable. I mean, it'll break into your foot eventually, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. And what I like about these is these have the lowest heel. These are like a walking heel, and these are probably the most comfortable boots that I own because of that low heel. So if it's your first time, don't go for the like super high heel. I would try to get a lower walking heel like this one. And these have a lot of flex to them too. These are Justin boots. I think they're stamped March 23rd, 1988. I don't know if that's their original manufacture date or if they went into a store at a certain point then, but Justin is definitely a really great boot maker. I want to say they're made in Texas, if I remember. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they have definitely treated me well. I've had them almost a year, and just super cool. They also have this kind of almost like, you can't really pick up on it, but it's like this black kind of just going throughout, and it adds a little bit of visual interest to the boot. Now, in that same trip, I bought these, and these are Tony Llamas. And these I bought, honestly, because of the color. I just thought it was a cool color. It's like this orangey, like super chestnutty kind. They have a little bit of a higher heel. And Tony Llama, I would also recommend. They're a really great boot maker. Now, these have a little more room in the heel, which is something that, you might want to look for. There's a little bit of more slippage in the heel, which there should be some toe slippage anyway, especially when you first get your boots, like a new pair. But you don't want like your toe to be, or your foot to be lifting out so much that like you're dragging the boot and picking it up. So these have a little bit of comfortable slippage, and it's nice because it gives me a little more room, but it's not like so bad. These also have, a walking-ish heel. They're a little bit lower, and they're just a good color. Hi, Gabby. They're just a really nice color and all of that. You want to make sure when you're picking your kind of color, again, make sure to get something that you're going to wear, especially if it's your first kind. If you have like plenty of boots and it doesn't make a difference or whatever, then of course you can get exotic ones or crazy ones. But for your first pair, I would not recommend picking that like weird, crazy exotic one, because it's going to be much harder to wear and you're likely not going to wear them. Now, of all of these boots, these are the ones that I had been looking for years to get a pair of Lucchese boots. And Lucchese is kind of like best of the best. They're handmade in Texas. They're all 100%, every single pair they make is 100% handmade. And they are just really well made. Now, I wanted a snip toe, which has this kind of like little flat tip to it. Just because I think they look super awesome with, jeans and just the way they sit and everything. So what I like about these two, and I don't know if all Lucchese's are like this, but this particular pair is, they have a really soft shaft. So no matter what pair of jeans you're wearing, the shaft kind of just like compresses, and it just makes for such a nice look in the jean because you don't see that like shaft sticking out. I'm actually going to stand up for this. Now these I got in Boston. I was just in Boston over the weekend, and I got them at this place called Helen's Leather. And my God, I mean, these are like, just beautiful boots. I'm really excited to wear these. I actually hurt my foot when I was in Boston, so I haven't been able to wear them. So they're just really sitting. I think by tomorrow I should be good, actually. But if I had to recommend, a brand out of any of these brands or any brands you're looking up, I would 100% recommend Lucchese boots. I think they are like best of the best, and they're super, um, just like an American brand, and they're just really comfortable and well made. Um, for toes, I really like the snip toe. Obviously, the rest of them don't have snip toes, but these are the ones I'm like most into these days. But just kind of do you. I mean, at the end of the day, the whole point of the video is wear the cowboy boots, get what you like, get a color that you'll wear, and I can guarantee you people are definitely going to notice them and think they're cool. If you have any questions, let me know. As far as cowboy boot care and stuff, definitely want to make sure to take care of them. They are an investment. These were like vintage and they were on sale, so I think they were $40 a pair, but these were, the girl gave me a good deal. They came to like a little over 400, and that was after like she didn't charge me tax or something, and she gave me some like discount or whatever. But these were too like almost 400, and that was like 6 years ago. So you definitely want to take care of them. Just a good cleaning, conditioning, dust them off. Don't like store them in plastic or anything. Pretty much the same way you would care for any leather item. And yeah, otherwise, let me know if you have any questions. If you need recommendations on places to go, I would say there's a place in like Danbury, Connecticut on the New York line called Cows Outside. They used to have a store closer to me, and that's where I got these. New York City, tons of places. Honestly, I can't even think of any off the top of my head, but whatever. Just Google. And in Boston, Helen's Leather Shop by far. They have a small collection, but it's a really great, great, great collection that they have for sale. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, guys.